Today, we are going to continue on with our investigation of our Black History Museum exhibit on propaganda. Woo, woo, woo. So, to get us warmed up, there it is. I have our poetry book. I did bring this home because I wanted to read it over the weekend, so I'm glad, because otherwise it would have been still at school and I would have been able to read it to you. Okay? All right. Pull it open here. I lost our
Do you have a ladybug?
I don't. Everything that I would have needed is at home or is at school because I wasn't expecting this weather. I wasn't expecting a snow day. All right. All righty. I was reading it over the weekend, so I forgot where we were. There we go. All right. This one is short and sweet, but we have a video to watch today as well. So this is a photograph here. Can you see it there? Props tennis shoes. And this is a short and sweet one, but it is called I Am Becoming Resolved. Okay. And this is about his mom's prayer for him. Be who you is, because who you ain't who you is. My mom's biggest desire was that I would be a man of God, that my desires would align with his. I can't say for certain if that dream of hers came true, but I do know this. I'm determined to be who I am made to be, not what anybody else is made to be, or who anybody else wants me to be. I'm going to be who I is. Nice. Any thoughts or reactions to that? It's a short but sweet one. All right. That leads us into the video that I've selected for you to watch today. We'll begin our project time. This is also a poem, but he has put this poem to music, okay? And this poem is called Excellent, okay? Prop's vision inside of this, or message, I apologize, inside of this is that people would recognize their excellence inside of them, and that each person would be excellent in their own way. Okay, so he's going to talk about the way that he's excellent and what he sees as excellent for the world as well. So here we go. I will share. Lovely. All right, I can't see you guys, but can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let me make sure the sound is being shared more. I think it is. Okay. Can you guys still see me?
No.
Ah, that's weird. Okay, well, here we go. Let me know if you can hear this. Oh. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Start it over and then I will be silent so you can watch.
I engage a page, turner, burner, stage the fragrance. Phrases similar to native sages, saging. Unlocking a cage of praises for rock of ages. Let random rambling rappers rant and raving. Inflame verbs to your nerve endings. Literally feeling these words in my tendons and rattling occupants of the venue sinews. While the eulogy be orchestrating continuous crescendos. Excellent, been down since Exodus. Like what if the Egyptians and Israelites joined forces? That would force a forfeit. And it's hard to drive hard when your hard drive keeps needing a force quick. To learn to speak immigrants, the language of the broken, like the system in their English. I speak with heaven's accent, angelic dialect, rapping my coast as if that spirit realm had oceans. Excellent, that's what you should expect from us. Least we can do to say thank you for how we blessed us. All else is blasphemy. Disagree, get at me. And he with low standards don't get no mics on the stages I stand on. To battle with the stakes for the rights to keep the mic mic for a couple more bars. No YouTube channels for rap battles or cash prizes. Just keeping you cool when heat rises. Kick scrapes, concussions, gashes, and bruises. It's real manhood with the monthly bills to prove it. Start with me, my archery aims for the dark. Nigga albums are full of more bites than Shark Week. Excellent. My writing remains with such serious symbolism, styles of plenty. Pages get the let out like Jimmy. Homie, I am not kidding. There's no play dates. Muscle up a hustle, a street name, the DBA. Excellent.
Alrighty, so one of the themes that we often hear inside Propaganda's music is being who you are and being the best version of you that you can be. He said his mom taught him be who you is because who you ain't who you is. His mom has also taught him to be the best you that you can be because nobody else can. Okay, so that might be a theme that we want to consider keeping inside of our exhibit that we're going to be creating, which brings me to our next piece of business. If you guys would please, on Seesaw, you have a activity that has been released to you. It is called What Have You Become? Propaganda Exhibit. As you guys know, the title of his book that we've been reading is I Am Becoming. Also, we've been looking at his poetry that talks about what he is becoming. He's becoming resolved. He's becoming awake. He's becoming resolute, and he's challenging people to look at what they're becoming and be the best version. So that's going to be the title of our exhibit. But as you guys know, you're going to be creating the exhibit yourself. Okay. We're going to start that process today by reviewing our planning web of ideas on slide 1. You're going to decide which group you would like to be in on slide 2, and you're going to give me your top 3 choices. And then you'll write your proposal of your ideas. Okay, so let's talk about what you're going to do. Go ahead and click on that add response button. You'll see on slide 1, this is a screenshot of what we came up with last week. So last week we split our conversation into 2 sections. We looked at what we could make and what we make to teach people. Okay. We said that we could make a portrait to show what he looks like. We could make something that gives background information, so it would look really neat and cool. It would have a cool background. We said we could make a link of a playlist of his work. And we could make something that would represent his art, like some type of artwork ourselves. The things that we decided we should teach people in this exhibit are what his words and music and speech means, some background information of his life, who he is, why he believes it's important to always be you, and how did he become an artist. Some ideas for both that we could make and that would teach people are maybe a video talking about propaganda, a collection of his most important work, and a display of his poems, a way to show his poetry in a neat way. Okay. If you'll look at slide 2, this is where we're going to start the work. It says directions. We will break into groups of research for our project. Look at the group choices and then drag your first, second, and third choices to the box. Okay. So what is going to happen is over the next 2 weeks, we're going to have certain days of the week where I put you into breakout rooms with your group. Okay. For this project, you'll be with the same people every time we go into these breakout rooms. So it won't be random. There are going to be 6 different groups, and the groups are in those green words on the side. There's going to be a group that's in charge of important lyrics. So they're going to look at his songs and his poetry, and they're going to find things that they think other people should hear. There's going to be a group in charge of his musical career, talking about all of the albums that he's made, showing photographs of that, maybe looking at some playlists of music. There's going to be a group in charge of his biography. That's his basic life info. So telling about his old jobs, telling about his family, telling about where he was born and what he thinks of his community. There's going to be a group for important life lessons that propaganda teaches his audience. So if you're a person who likes to think deep about life and what you can learn, that might be a good group for you. There's going to be a group that's going to collect photos and videos of propaganda in his work, and you'll put those together. And then finally, there's going to be a group that's going to look at his other projects. So his poetry, his podcast, his coffee company, all of that. And they're going to let people know all of the different projects he's involved in. Okay. You'll notice that chart shows you 3 choices. Okay. There are 19 of you, and if all 19 of you want to do his important lyrics, I can't promise that I'm going to get 19 of you in that group, right? But what I can do is I can give you at least one of your 3 choices. So if you would like to work on his lyrics as your first choice, that's what you'd like the most, you can put that there. If you think it would be really cool to look at his life information and teach people about his family and about his career as a teacher and all that, you can put that there. And then you could find another one that you think would be cool, like maybe his important life lessons. So you're going to tell me, what group would you like to be in first? If you can't be in that group, what is your second choice? If that group is full, what is your third choice? Okay. I'm going to be able to get you in one of the 3 groups for sure, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to get you in your first choice. Okay. So this is what you're going to do right now. Make your choices. Go ahead and take a few moments to get that done. What group would you like to work in the most? Put that in your first choice. If you don't get that choice, what's your second choice? What would you like to work in secondly? So right now you should be dragging those to where you want them. And finally, your third choice. If I can't fit you in either of those 2 groups because they're full, what would you like your third choice to be? Go ahead and put your choices in the first, second, and third. If you do not make a choice, I will be making that choice for you. So make sure you have put your first, second, and third choice there. I'm getting ready to move on in a couple seconds. Okay. All right, I'm getting ready to put you into an independent breakout room by yourself, okay, by yourself. You're going to let me know what you would like to make. So if you were in charge of your group, what would you suggest that your group makes? And you're going to circle one. So would you like for your group to make a video, to make a Jamboard presentation, a Google Slides, or something on Seesaw? Okay, so you will circle one that you would like to make. Down here, you're going to put how you will make it interesting, okay? So what is it that you are going to add? What is it that you're going to create that's going to make this something that people would be interested in? So I would, and I'm actually going to change the style of this so I can still see the lines. There we go. I would make sure that it was, and then you're going to tell me, and obviously that's going to change based on what you're choosing. So if you're making a video, You might have to make it interesting by making sure that people can hear you, that you don't have a messy background, that your camera's not going crazy and shaking. But if you're making a Google Slides, well, then you might change. You might be saying, I would make it interesting by making sure that it has bright colors, that the words can easily be read. So what is it that you're going to do with what you create? Okay. Any questions about what I want on slide 3? Any questions on that? What I want on slide 3? Okay, awesome. So again, I'm going to put you into a breakout room by yourself. Does everybody hear that you're going to be alone? You're not going to be with a partner. So I don't want anyone coming back and telling me, I don't have a partner. You're not supposed to. This is your own planning time, okay? So if you were in charge of your group, what would you create and how would you make it interesting? Okay, here you go. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so now you have come up with what you think would be awesome, with what you think would be super cool, and how you're going to make your project interesting, okay? Now I'm going to send you into some breakout rooms, and I want you to share your ideas with your friends, okay? So share your idea for how you're going to make your Google Slides interesting. How would you make your video interesting? Whatever you chose to make, how are you going to make that interesting? Okay, here come your invites and go. All righty, so hopefully you got to hear some cool ideas. Remember, you are not creating anything right now. You don't know your group yet, because I haven't made your group yet, okay? You were just sharing what you think would be cool so that when it's time to create your project, you can remember other people's ideas and you could use them, okay? Next steps, it's gonna take me a few days to look at all 19 of your proposals and to put your ideas together and make sure that you can be in a group that has common interests and plans. So I'm gonna take the next few days to work on getting groups made. And then when those groups are made, I will be sending you into breakout rooms on certain mornings of the week so your group can work together, okay? So I'm going to look at the topic of the group and what you would like to create, and I'm going to try to stick people together that have common ideas, all right? So be tuned in, be ready.